Okay, this is algebraic reasoning 1.1, example 2. The instructions state for each of the sequences given, write both a recursive rule and an explicit rule. Okay, so we've talked about recursive rules already. Alright, that's the one where you kind of have two equations to deal with. We haven't talked about explicit rules, but this is the one you're a little more used to. So if I did for an arithmetic series or sequence, it would actually be y equals mx plus b. This is the one you're used to, which in this case, m is your common difference. E-R-E-N-C-E. And b is what we called earlier x of 0, or your start. Wherever x is 0, your y-intercept, that's your b value. Okay? A geometric series you're probably not quite as familiar with. So geometric, actually let's capitalize it. We can do the other ones. Oops, too far. Geometric. For geometric series, it is y equals a times b to the power of x, where in this case a is your x of 0, that's your start, and b is your common ratio. Okay? So these are the explicit rules, and we're going to be dealing with explicit rules more than anything else. Alright? So let's talk about this. So for letter A, first things first, we have to decide which one is it. Are we adding the same thing, or adding or subtracting, or are we multiplying and dividing? So I'll just start off with multiplying and dividing. So I'll do 6.5 divided by 4, 6.5 divided by 4, and you get 1.625, 1.625. If I did 9 divided by 6.5, I get 1.384. And already, these are very different. So we're just going to go ahead and erase them, and we'll try subtracting. Well, 6.5 minus 4 is 2.5. 9 minus 6.5 is also 2.5. 11.5 minus 9 is also 2.5. 14 minus 11.5 is 2.5. So we have a common difference. So therefore, since we have a common difference, it is arithmetic. Okay? And we wrote a recursive rule on the last one. So that's x of 0. In this case, I'll just let x of 0 be the first one. Just for all of these, assume that this is 0, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Actually, no. We're not going to do that. I want you to back up one. So your starting point for this is actually 1.5. So x of 0 is 1.5. And x of any given n is the previous x plus your common difference, 2.5. So that's your recursive rule. Your explicit rule is the same idea. Remember, that's y equals mx plus b. So you can write y or you can write x of n if that's what, because that's the one we've been looking for. But y equals your common difference, which is 2.5 times x, plus b, which is 1.5. That's your explicit rule. All right, which we got literally from right there.
Daddy!
Just a second, buddy. All right, for the next one, let's just, again, start with dividing. So 1.5 divided by 1, 1.5 divided by 1. Hey, guess what? It's still 1.5. can't believe I put that into a calculator. 2.25 divided by 1.5 divided by the one in front of it. It's also 1.5. Now you need to check them all. 3.375 divided by 2.25 is also, yep, that's 1.5. And 5.0625 divided by 3.375 is, again, 1.5. So we have a common ratio. We're multiplying by the same thing all the way down. So this one is geometric.
Maybe you can stay, buddy.
Shh, buddy. Give me a second, okay? So, your explicit rule. We got to find your starting point. So, if I'm multiplying to go this way, I divide to go the other way. What's 1 divided by 1.5? It is 0.666666666666666, which hopefully you realize that that is actually 2/3. Alright? And if you don't know that, just hit math, enter on your calculator, you'll get 2/3. Okay? So, x of 0 equals 2/3. And x of n, we'll take the previous one, and we'll add, no, I'm losing my mind. We take, it's geometric, I apologize. We multiply 1.5 times x to the n. Okay, we take n minus 1. Oh, I'm losing my mind. Take the previous one and multiply it by 1.5. So that's your explicit. Now that's your recursive. Man, I'm all over the place. My son really wants me to go play video games with him, so I'm going to finish this up. That's why I'm losing my mind. Alright, the explicit rule. Alright, the geometric explicit rule. So that would be y equals your starting point, which again is 2/3. Now I'm going to put parentheses so we don't lose it, times your ratio 1.5 to the power of x. Alright? Remember, because it says we want the starting point first. Well, we started at 2/3. My pen's not working. And then they want the common ratio to the x. So that's the common ratio to the x. So that is your explicit rule. Alright, I'm going to go play video games. Bye.